Good morning, Pokefans. Welcome back to a brand new video. My name is Matt, and we're going to continue our season rank climb using a team that we newly built from scratch. Now, a couple things before I want to get started. Happy Wednesday. It's not going to be as hot. Yesterday, Tuesday, was 97, but it changed to like 96, but it felt like it was still triple digits, but I'm able to run with my PC. It's cooled down. It's starting to rain a little bit. We got a little bit of lightning and thunder, but nothing too serious. But we had to say goodbye to Zacian, and we're now saying hello to Calyrex. So the lineup might seem a little strange. The Pokemon that we plan on using, at least at first glance, are all on the screen. Now, I did not make the Dragonite line all dragons on purpose. I was just thinking of different typings that I could possibly use to give a little bit more of a benefit to this team. We are going to try out Whimsicott again. We tried it once, maybe twice before. I think I was using Groudon or Kyogre or something like that. Didn't do well, right? We're going to pass that though. We're going to go ahead and use Whimsicott, Ogerpon, Calyrex Shadow Rider, Dragonite, Inity, and Chien-Pao. Now, I know that you guys might be thinking to yourself, well, if you are letting us in with, hiccups came out of nowhere. If we're getting prepared for like Inity female with the Psychic Surge, why do we have people that is like really good at like doing prankster stuff, right? And that is mostly because of the fact that this is going to be my answer to stopping other people from using, prank, I don't want them to use any of the heavy hitting, terrain moves, right? We could stop Miraidon using Inity because not only do we get the Psychic Seed boost, but we also overwrite the electric terrain, and we force our opponent to bring in Rillaboom, which may or may not be like a really good accessible thing. Chien-Pao being in here is like kind of like a staple if I'm not using Tornadus, which he's kind of in like the standing here, but we do have other Pokemon we can use too. So because Inity is in there, we're not going to be able to use a lot of priority moves. And in the event that Inity gets removed, then we can start using priority moves, or if they get rid of it themselves or whatnot. It's just so that we can, Terra, Dragonite into normal type. We can Terra Chien-Pao. Actually, we don't even really have to worry about Terraing Chien-Pao as much because the Psychic Surge ability would be activated, hopefully, and then that just kind of allows us to do our thing. The biggest come-ups with Calyrex is that we're using Choice Scarf. Oh, Jesus, we still have Leech Seed. We're not using that move. Don't worry about that move whatsoever. We're just gonna select, I don't know, Energy Ball. Why not? We're just getting rid of Leech Life. Like, Leech Life wouldn't be that big of a... Well, maybe. Leech Life... Oh, no, it's Leech Seed. If it was like Leech Life, it probably a little bit different, but no, we're not. We could also do Shadow Ball as a single target move. Probably switch over to that instead. I kind of like the Shadow Ball nonsense. But we do have other options that we could use for our Pokemon as a whole. Now, obviously, like... There are parts of me that wants to bring in like Fluttermane, which is clearly in the matchup here, but the idea is have Whimsicott do Tailwind and maybe Helping Hand to either boost up Ogerpon, who can also use Follow Me, to also help out Inity to use the Follow Me if it comes to be like a partner Pokemon, but it's supposed to power up Calyrex and Dragonite. Those are going to be the two biggest heavy hitters, and then Ogerpon's a quick third. Now you might be asking yourself, well, why isn't Chien-Pao? And it's like, well, if we use Inity, we won't have access to Sucker Punch, but we'll still have access to everything else. But I do want to try to stop Wide Guard being used, which is why I have, Expanding Force on top of it. I have Draining Kiss, and I have now Shadow Ball on top of the Choice Scarf variant for Calyrex. Calyrex here is trained specifically to outspeed everybody. Our speed's 333 on the battlefield, and I'm not putting a lot of pressure into raising its attacks. Its basic seed is to overpower my opponents realistically incredibly fast by applying as much pressure as possible, as humanly possible, right? We want to outspeed. We don't have to worry about fake out for this mon, so that's really, really good. But we also want to get KOs so that we can get the multiple boosts. After 2 or 3 KOs, there's not going to be able to do a whole lot. Even Qian Pao, who resists this Pokemon quite a bit, gets knocked out pretty easily after 2 boosts. Now, I could also do like the Nasty Plot set. I can also do the Calm Mind set. I'm probably going to do the Nasty Plot, but I can also teach it Agility, which then would double its speed even further. So there's so many things that I could do for this mon to make it insane. But I'm going to do the Choice Scarf variant. Going to go with this and see how we do in the ladder. Farigiraf is not on this list. We're not using it. And we're not changing anything from Whimsicott, but we did give it the Covert Cloak instead of having like what I have it before, the Focus Sash, and we're keeping like Terra Ghost. So like we are heavily weighted into like Terra Ghost, but with the Entity being in there, like taking off the Terra or like the priority stuff, we should have an easier time dealing with the Pokemon that's in front of us. Now, I might be switching Imprison with Entity so we can like put in kind of like what we did have before with Farigiraf. Since it already has Trick Room, I could just put in like Protect and like Imprison. But the point of Entity is to be a little bit more defensively used. So it's supposed to Helping Hand my partner. It can set Trick Room if I need to, which none of my Pokemon actually would benefit in Trick Room, but it could reverse it as well. And does Follow Me so that if I know that I'm going to survive a move, I can instantly get paired off to do like a big major attack. And like I said, like there's a lot of Pokemon that we can add on into this list. Some of them is based off like typing, and then some of them is based off necessity. So for now, we're going to be running with this team of 6, and I'll give you a little bit more standings later on, because I think everyone is very familiar with like Dragonite, Qian Pao, as well as Ogerpon. I think you guys are familiar with that. But Whimsicott, Calyrex, and Entity, you might not. But I'm going to keep it a secret for now because we might be making some major changes in the future. We're just going to turn the camera on. So there's that. We're only going to do 5 matches today, because according to this, even though that's like, I'm a little tired. I'm a little tired. Hopefully we don't have too many hot days coming up so I can actually relax a little and not feel like I'm baking in an oven. So we're going to do 5 matches today. So we're going to go ahead and get started, but don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It does help out the channel quite a bit. And let's get started, shall we? Okay, so we have Raichu, Gyarados, wow, Whimsicott, Farigiraf, Water Ogerpon, and Terapagos. Now, Terapagos is going to be a little bit of a problem just because we can't effectively hurt that Pokemon realistically, but we're going to get started off with our 2 heavy hitters, and then we will because we're at 333. Do we have to worry about, you know what, let's not start with that. What should we start with? I mean, if they open up with Farigiraf, they're going to outdo us. Let's do Ogerpon, set up Calyrex after that, and then we will bring in Dragonite. We'll use the top 4. We'll keep Entity in the back because we don't really have to worry about a lot of priority. Like Farigiraf is probably a problem. Whimsicott could be a problem, but we got it effectively set up so where we can win or lose some of the 50-50s. But we could start off with Helping Hand onto Calyrex Shadow Rider, and whatever they try to do may or may not outspeed us, depending on what they choose. So it's Terapagos and Ogerpon versus Ogerpon and Whimsicott for me. Okay. Break the mold. Let's go ahead and get the Tailwind started off. And Ivy Cudgel the Terapagos to kind of break the shield. They're probably thinking that I would start it off with Shadow Rider. I mean, that would have been like the best thing, but Astral Barrage doesn't hurt Terapagos since right now it's Terra Normal. Or a normal type. Sorry, not Terra Normal. It turns into the Stellar Terra type. Terragos, are you changing it to Stellar? You are. Okay, so you lose your Terra Shield immediately. And I believe Astral Barrage now hits that. I believe. I'm not 100%, so please don't quote me on that. Follow me on the Ogerpon. Okay. Tailwind. So I want to be able to outspeed. IP Cudgel. Oh, for the wow. Terra Star Storm. Not enough to get the KO, but it's really that's a lot of damage, like almost immediately. I think we can go straight into Terapagos because I don't think Ogerpon is going to really stop us right now. I mean, it could. And if it does, I'm just going to hit it for a lot. Okay, withdrew Ogerpon. So we did guess that correctly. So we're going to go 2 in. Out comes Gyarados. That kind of sucks, but that's okay. Intimidate. That's going to hurt the Ogerpon a little bit. It's not going to hurt the Dragonite that we have in back, though. Whimsicott's faster. Takes a little bit of HP, but it's going to heal. It's 20 points. It's not bad. Alright, Cudgel. It's not going to be as much. The Intimidate did come out hurt quite a bit. This is going to do a double. I could have maybe protected a Whimsicott or Ogerpon here, but I don't think it would have really mattered, to be honest with you. I don't think it would have. So what? You have Stumpy Tantrum and Ice Spinner. Okay. Out comes Calyrex. Out comes Dragon. Now, does Acid Barrage does not hurt the Tropicos. So let's go. This way. Withdrew Gyarados. Let's bring out Farigiraf. It's gonna stop me from using extreme speed. That's the hope anyway. But it's not. It's not gonna be that. Terra Fairy. So now Draining Kiss is gonna do a lot of damage. I particularly like that line of attacking just because it's really, really good. Draining Kiss. That's what? Outrage from Dragonite. Hits the Farigiraf. It goes down. It goes down. Terra Star Storm. This is gonna knock out Shadow Rider. I kind of want to know what that set is for that move, though. Like, to make Terapagos not be very effective of that is huge. I want to know what. Pretty much, I think this is a loss. I think so. I can't do anything with Dragonite for another 2 turns. So, depending on who he goes against, here comes Gyarados. I mean, I could hit Terapagos. I do outspeed it. Inner Focus says I can't be lowered, which is great. I also can't be flinched. So, Dragonite, please hit Terapagos. Please hit Terapagos. You hit Gyarados instead. That's not. Gyarados. Dragonite. You have a big Terra target right over there. Probably Spect too, to be honest. I wouldn't be surprised if that's what the thing was. That was a crit. So yeah, it's a loss. We are at 34. So an immediate counter with Terapagos, but it's not unheard of and it's not difficult. I wasn't expecting it to live with that much damage. Like, that seemed like really, really low ball, and it sounded like it wasn't a very effective attack, which is really, really interesting. Super interesting. I'll look into that. We'll be right back with that. Okay, so we have Incineroar, Urshifu, Miraidon, Farigiraf, yay, Ursaluna, Blood Moon, and Amoonguss. So this is gonna be like a weird assortment of Pokemon, kind of, sorta. Let's see. I mean, we could go in and bring in Indeedee to get like the Psychic Seed boost, because Miraidon's gonna activate and then Indeedee goes, and it does stop priority, so they immediately have to swap out Miraidon after that, which could misshape them a little bit. I do outspeed everything on that side of the field, so I don't have to worry about that. The thing is, though, here's the thing. Should be able to do a lot. Fergrap's going to be a little bit of an issue here, and I probably won't be able to do anything to Blood Moon Ursaluna either, so I have to play around that too. Let's do Calyrex and Indeedee. We could go in with like Expanding Force. We do have that equipped, so it's not like it's impossible. Qian Pao to take care of like Ursaluna, as well as a Moongus, and as well as tie up loose ends with Miraidon, and we'll do Ogerpon. We don't necessarily have to set up Tailwind. Probably Tailwind would be the best option here, but with the opening that we do have, we'll be able to get rid of the terrain. So we just have to make sure that we don't misuse our cards. So we don't have to worry about priority here, but I do have to worry about knocking out like Urshifu like right away. Incineroar, Ferrigraph, Indeedee, and Calyrex. Too nervous to eat berries. Okay, this stops their stuff. Psychic Seed gets activated. So nothing on this list really hurts a ton. We'll get rid of Ferrigraph because I think that's going to be the biggest one. And we'll go ahead and Terra and give ourselves a bigger boost. And I'm going to Helping Hand Calyrex as well. Because, like, Incineroar can't do anything else besides knock off, maybe Will-O-Wisp or Parting Shot, but it cannot do Fake Out. So I'm okay just to go ahead and Terra, go straight into Ferrigraph. That way we can eliminate the biggest contender that we have right off the bat of whether or not that I can actually do a ton of damage. Now, the other thing is that this misses or we get knocked off first. Well, knockoff's not going to do that much damage. Oh, Jesus, what is going on here? So knockoff not very effective. Does get rid of the Choice Scarf though. Activates the Trick Room. Okay. Okay. It's not very, like, nothing's very effective. That's the lamest part. Out of all this right here, that's the lamest part. Like, that's why these tests are for. Let's go ahead and reverse Trick Room. Terra Blast. Not very effective on the Indeedee. Parting Shot. Okay, it is going to lower down Calyrex's stats one stage. Brings this back out. Here comes Miraidon. Which is going to transform the field. Procs a Psychic Seed. Drain Kiss. Heal up to full. And activate Trick Room again. To reverse it. I do have ways to get rid of it. Get rid of Ferrigraph, so I don't have to worry about that again. Helping Hand on the Calyrex. Here comes Terra. It's going to go to Miraidon. Make a Terra Electric. Could also go Terra Fairy. Nope, it's electric. Up a hand. Turning Kiss, Terra Fairy. This seems really, really off. Does that seem really, really off to anyone else? Either everyone's incredibly bulky, or I have no special attack investment at all. I should be at 212. Like, does that seem off to anyone else? It seems really, really off to me. Like, incredibly off to me. Why would you re-establish Trick Room? That's so weird. I just walk in with, you know, Ogerpon now, and... Ogerpon breaks the mold. We're gonna IV Cudgel, the Miraidon, and I'm gonna go ahead and Dazzling Gleam, which should knock out Farigiraf. And I should move faster than Farigiraf. I might be wrong. I don't know what the speed tie is. Oh, Foul Play. It's Ogerpon, about half. Dazzling Gleam. Down goes Farigiraf. Yeah, like I have a lot of questions. Usually, Battle Riders do a ton of damage. I must be missing something, right? Volt Switch. This goes to Entity. Like, I have to be missing something, right? It doesn't make any sense. Okay, Miraidon goes back. Out comes Incineroar. Minute goes off. They should actually pick something else, to be honest. Ursaluna comes out. Even Ursaluna is not... Let's go... This? Let's do the double. So that's what I want to prevent. Run into that slot. Hyper Voice also gets prevented. Trick Room for 2 more turns. Electric Terrain for 1, right? Yes. And I will Sucker Punch the Ursaluna too. Sucker Punch, just so I get a little bit extra damage done. Think. Yep. Fire Blitz goes to Chain Pow. Gets the KO. This is a loss, by the way, but we did do our best. What Hammer on the Ursaluna, super effective, knocks it out. Now we'll probably also knock ourselves out because that's a lot of recoil damage. Yep, okay. You didn't take me out, I took myself out, okay? That's how I roll around here. That's how I roll around here. Okay, we've got Entity Female, Rillaboom, Urshifu, Pelipper, Smeargle, and Shadow Rider Calyrex. Let's go. Okay, so we do have a mirror match here. Question is, what should I do to deal with Smeargle? Smeargle's gonna be a problem. They could outspeed me through Pelipper, but I do not believe that's going to be the thing. If you ask me honestly, I don't think that's going to be the thing that I have to worry about the most. Could walk in. What do I walk in with? That's a good question. Stopping priority would be great, but Smeargle doesn't have one. I mean, it has Fake Out. So does Rillaboom, but that's not gonna help. Let's do Calyrex. You know what? Calyrex, Entity. Start off with those two, and then we will end it with Ogerpon and nope, Dragonite. Let's go that way. Even if they do priority, right? Like bring out the thing. Well, I'm gonna bring out my own. Even if they bring out or negate mine, I have another way of getting it back on the field or even just ignoring it. So because of the fact that I have a Choice Banded Extreme Speed Dragonite on my side of the field, could mean that I could see like this being like a thing. Calyrex Entity versus Smeargle and Calyrex. Okay. So we do have a possibility of Wide Guard being applied. Does Wide Guard go for Expanding Force since it doesn't target normally, right? That's the question I have. Get a special defense boost. So I have a couple of options, right? I could go Acid Barrage. It doesn't do anything to Smeargle, but he could also... Let's do Shadow Ball. Let's try that. And... You know what? I'm going to follow me. I'm going to follow me on the Entity. Okay, Protect. Not bad. I'm going to say, follow me. I'm over here. Pay attention. Smeargle doesn't do anything. Interesting. Use a Spore on the Entity. That should have went over the Calyrex. That's probably where he used it on. Moody. Okay. Shadow Ball again. And I'm going to Helping Hand Calyrex. Follow Me could also be used on Smeargle though, so it's probably I probably used the wrong move here. We'll figure it out. It's the first time I'm using Calyrex, so I'm still trying to figure out the dings. Indy is asleep, so no Follow Me. Oh no, there it is. Okay, Helping Hand just has a higher priority. Well, I just cost myself a Calyrex. Good thing I didn't Terra. Oh, hey, look at that. Entity ain't affected by Astral Barrage. That's good. Oh, look, the Grim Nay boost that I've been trying to do this entire time. Still haven't got mine. Kind of makes me mad that I haven't got mine yet. You know what? Let's do Dragonite. Do Dragonite. We'll do the Terra. And I'll do Outrage. And I'm going to Helping Hand the... No, I'm going to Follow Me. So Entity, wake up. Entity, wake up. Follow Me right over here. I wonder, does Follow Me hit Outrage? Is that a thing? Not sure. Definitely gonna Terra though. So that way I'm not affected by Astral Barrage. Although I know that Calyrex has Life Orb, so it can go in between moves as it wants. Protect. So please do not hit that slot. Go right into... Oh, still asleep. That's cool. Spore. Well, never mind. Never mind. We are just not going to make any moves because we are not playing this correctly. I mean, we are, but we're not at the same time. Can't swap because well, I could, you know what? I could swap the Ogerpon. But I'm just gonna, you know, Dazzling Gleam. Why not? Oh, look, the +2 in special attack. Oh, man. Oh, so now it's a +5? Oh, Dragonite woke up. Let's go. Outrage. Hits the Calyrex. Calyrex goes down. Holy shnikes. Indy also wakes up. Let's go. Dazzling Gleam hits him. Jesus. It was so much damage. Oh man, I would be so pissed if I was like, oh well, second turn wake up Dragonite, outrage that thing in the face, and it's just out of here, and they can't do anything about it. Like, yeah, they could Spore, but like, what are they gonna do? Out comes Pelipper with his drizzle nonsense. You know what? Let's follow me here, and Dragonite can do his thing. He has, I was able to click it again, so he wasn't locked into it yet because he got Spored before he used it. So now he's locked into it for 2 to 3 turns, and I think after the second turn, he is confused. So depending on who he goes after, Spore goes after Entity. Okay. Entity's falling asleep. Outrage goes over the Smeargle. Get out of here. You're done with that bullness over there. And what does Pelipper do? You Weather Ballin'? Hurricane on the Entity. It's not gonna do a whole lot. I have Psychic Seed. The weirdness finally disappeared from the field though, so that's good. Dragonite is still not confused. So it looks like he's going to get confused after the third turn. Which I'm okay with. Brings out their own Entity. Oh, look! Yay! And they also get a boost from Psychic Seed. That's cool. Let's help in hand the Dragonite. Why not? I'm asleep. Can't do anything. Pelipper is just probably going to get hit, smacked in the face with the outrage sometime. Entity's fast asleep still. Okay. Outrage. That's the Pelipper. Bop. It goes down. 1 hit. Wow. Thank you, Dragonite, for one-handing this like a boss. Oh man, you want to use Trick Room? Oh man, isn't that sad? You know, it just helping hand and outraging my Dragonite. Oh, never mind. Battle's canceled. Jesus, I have completely forgotten how strong Choice Band Dragonite is. And do you know what's really, really funny? What's really funny, folks? Calyrex has been doing less damage than that. Less than that. Astral Barrage is 130. Yeah, I haven't been able to really click it that much, but in the event that I could, it should have been able to do as much as Outrage. But Draining Kiss, even under Terra, should have been able to do a lot to Farigiraf. It doesn't. It only does a third, if not at least 46% of damage. That is insane of how bulky Farigirafs are today. And that's even with other Pokemon too, like Terapagos. It only got hit for at least 20%. That thing would have taken at least 7 to 8 hits just to be able to knock it out by itself. And that's insane. Insane numbers there. I'm just saying that. It's just, wow. Okay, we've got Incineroar, Rillaboom, Urshifu, Ice Rider Calyrex, Pelipper, and Raging Bolt. Okay, so here's the prognosis, right? Here's what I'm thinking. I switch over to using Calyrex Shadow Rider, and now everyone has counters to it. I'm just kidding. The question I legitly do have though, is if Wide Guard goes for Expanding Force, it clicks as a single target move, but then as a double if it's as in the psychic thing. So I'm very curious if that is allowed or not. Interesting. I don't have Urshifu on this team, so protects and everything is going to be super allowed. I don't really have a way, like I have a way to stop theirs, but I don't have a way to stop them activating Trick Room, so to speak. But I don't think it really matters. Let's do Entity Calyrex, and then depending on what they do, we can have other options. Ogerpon, and we'll go Chi and Pow to kind of tie everything off. Probably Raging Bolt's going to be the Pokemon that I have to worry about the most. Now, if they bring out Pelipper, obviously that could be my first target. I do have to do whatever I can to negate whatever Ice Rider can do. But if they make it so I can't target the Ice Rider, it makes it really, really, really hard. But it's Incineroar Calyrex. So we should be able to do this with no problem. So no one can eat berries on either side. Seeds are not berries though, so that should proc like normal. Yes, it do. Okay. Like they're still in the same category as like a health item, so that's why I was confused. Okay, so we will go ahead and Helping Hand the Calyrex, and Calyrex will go ahead and use Astral Barrage, and this should do a ton of damage. Now I'm going to be locked into that slot, but if they bring out Pelipper now, Pelipper's got a good chance of being knocked out. This particular setup stops Fake Out, but it does also make it so that, well, I could have Terra'd here, but I think I'm fine without it. Calyrex is going to protect, okay. Astral Barrage goes off protect, does nothing. Let's hit Incineroar. Not very effective. Knock off on the Entity. Okay, that's interesting. I probably would have done the other one, if you ask me. So now I can do this and not have to worry about being knocked off right away from Incineroar, to be able to be put a lot of pressure onto Calyrex, at least Shadow Rider. They went through Ice Rider, probably comes in like Rillaboom or maybe Pelipper. It's Rillaboom, okay. Shiny, dope. Does disrupt the field, but that doesn't really matter because Fake Out and stuff like that is gone, so we don't really have to worry about that too much. We are going to Terra so that we can get an advantage on our attack now. And we don't get worried about Fake Out or Knockoff. Well, Knockoff especially. We don't have to worry about that. We can still get hit with Fake Out next turn. But if Entity doesn't like go down here, we can use this time to get opportunities to different attacks. Wow. That's one more. Knockoff. Okay. Now Calyrex has access to all of its attacks now. Okay. So Fake Out's gonna come out. So if Fake Out's gonna come out, what do I do? Could follow me. No, let's do the Dazzling Gleam, and I'll swap into Ogerpon. Because if Entity goes down here, that's totally fine. It doesn't really matter. But we're gonna try to preserve our Calyrex. Because there's the fake out. That's what I wanted to try to prevent. Dazzling Gleam. It's a little bit of damage. It's chip damage. It's fine. Parting shot off the Ogerpon. Out comes Pelipper. Okay, Drizzle comes out. Okay. You follow me, and I cudgel onto Rillaboom. This could be the KO move. I am -1 and it's in the rain. Okay, it's not. It gets really close though. Hurricane goes over to Entity, which is going to be able to withstand the attack because it is that. U-turn hits the Entity, which is totally fine. Rillaboom goes back. Is this Calyrex or is this... Okay, it is. Two abilities. Bring out Calyrex. Too nervous. Go after the Pelipper, I think. Is that the right call? If Calyrex protects, he knows that I outspeed. Let's go this way. Spiky shield. So oh my goodness, I almost doubled into that slot. Okay, so they doubled. Okay, good. Whew. I was really thinking, it's like, did I really get the call? I'm glad it happened this way, right? I'm super glad it happened this way. So now I can just go. It's neutral on Pelipper. That's Woodhammer. Withdrew Calyrex. Here comes Incineroar. Okay. Intimidate does really nothing on Calyrex. Will do a lot to Ogerpon, which is unfortunate. Here comes the Shadow Ball. They should knock out Incineroar. Yep, it goes down. It's not very effective, but because he goes first, I get the special attack boost, which is going to be super duper handy. Woodhammer, which is going to do 50% more damage. Pelipper staying strong. Hurricane on the Ogerpon, which does do a lot. I was going to say, like, it may survive, but it probably doesn't because Pelipper does a lot of damage. Will do a lot of damage. Okay. So now we're down to our last. I'm down to my last two. I think they have 3. They have 1 less fake out person. So I just have to plan this accordingly. They bring out Calyrex. So they're not worried about their fake out person. I do outspeed the Pelipper. I'm going to Shadow Ball there. And I'm going to Sucker Punch there. I'm locked into Shadow Ball. I'm not going to do anything else. Here comes Terra. It's going to go to Calyrex. There it is. It's not super effective against anything now. It's going to be water. But I have the +1. I have a +1. Pelipper protects. Okay. Did they do the double? Sucker Punch is going to fail. They did not do the double. Shadow Ball. It's not super effective, but this should do a lot of damage. Trick Room gets activated. Okay. Rain stopped. Do I still have my item? I want to say yes. Do I have my item still? I don't. Okay, so Calyrex can attack anything that he wants. So then I'm going to attack into Calyrex, and I'm going to Sucker Punch Pelipper. Life Guard. That's kind of a terrible decision, if you ask me. Sucker Punch fails. Glacial Lance. What? Come on, Calyrex, you should be able to withstand that. That's infuriating, but that's what happens when you bring a new team. Ladder. He should have been able to withstand that, though. I'm a little frustrated that he didn't. It's not like that Calyrex had, you know, Life Orb. It's not what he had at all. It's not that I noticed. I'll have to look back. Oh, wow. Voice crack. I'll have to look back in the footage because I don't necessarily see it. But let's move on. Okay. So we've got Raichu. That's interesting to say. Qianpao, Incineroar, Pelipper, Zamazenta, and Golden Go. Ooh, these are really, really good Pokemon to use, actually. There's a couple that do and that can outspeed us. Is that going to be the thing, though? I don't think so. So I think we can walk in with like Calyrex, but I think we should walk in with like Dragonite Qianpao first. That way I can kind of get like things running, because I do believe that Zamazenta is going to come out first. And with the buffs, or the debuff here, and then the Terra Extreme Speed into that slot would be great. Let's try that. Let's do that first. Bring in Calyrex next, and then we'll end it with Ogerpon. Now, I know that we didn't really use a lot of Whimsicott in this video, but Whimsicott is really useful to set up Tailwind, in my opinion. So if we end up not having to use it very often, we could replace it for something else. I'm also going to make a note here. So it's Qianpao and Raichu versus Qianpao and Dragonite. So I was told that the abilities don't stack, which is totally fine for me. Let's protect here. Terra Normal. Now I do have access to like Extreme Speed, or I can go Stomping Tantrum. Stomping Tantrum might be good for Raichu. They don't have a way to stop me, right? No, they don't. So let's go. There. So the presumption is that these abilities don't stack, which could put Raichu in a really, really bad spot. Now, Qianpao usually has a Sash, so I don't think Raichu's going to have it. Although, it might. It might. There's the Protect. Do we say Fake Out from the Raichu? We do, but it goes to the Qianpao. Not a bad call. Extreme Speed, Terra Normal with one Qianpao out. Hits Raichu, does get the one hit KO. I've missed this combo a lot. Ice Crash on the Dragonite. Does not get the KO. I've missed this combo so much. It's such a good combo. Out comes Zamazenta. Now Zamazenta gets a defense bonus +1 automatically. We'll go ahead and go Sacred Sword. And I'm going to Extreme Speed. Actually, well, they could go for the double. But I think I'm going to go for the Chien Pao. Yeah, I'll double into Chien Pao. That way it can get knocked out relatively easier. Here comes Terra. It's going to go to Zamazenta, I think. Chien Pao. Oh, if you're Ghost, you guessed it. Oh, you got me. You totally played me. You got me. Extreme Speed's gonna fail, which means Zacian or Zamazenta just does whatever he wants this turn, which isn't great. Roach Chop though, interesting. I would have accepted that or Crunch. Crunch on Chien Pao is amazing. Body Press. So I probably would have done a lot more damage to Zamazenta. But Chien Pao is still on the field. Just gonna put that out there. We can't use our Terra, so Calyrex, now being able to outspeed, is gonna be really, really hard to fight against. However, I do have to worry about Sucker Punch. So for that, we're gonna pop in Follow Me. So it's not going to do a whole lot. So we're going to go ahead and get set up with Astral Barrage and Follow Me on Ogerpon. This way, Sucker Punch doesn't hit Calyrex and we don't have to worry about it at all. They withdrew Zamazenta, so I don't think they have anyone to really stop me. Here comes Pelipper though. Pelipper's going to take quite a bit of damage. Starts to drizzle. Follow Me, so Sucker Punch is now going to fail if it used that. But it does not. There we go. Zacian's going to live because of Sash. Oh, it does have Throat Chop. It's not going to have Sucker Punch if it has Throat Chop. Oh, but it did it on Ogerpon instead. Oh yeah, well, Follow Me, duh. Duh. So we're gonna do that. And I'm just gonna go ahead and Ivy Cudgel. Oh, Chien. Oh yeah. Here comes White Guard. Chien Pao's gonna knock me out. Who? Asperage is gonna fail. I could Follow Me to create like a impenetrable barrier, but it's not gonna do a whole lot. Chop. Calyrex. That's ×4. I'm not living that, and this is a loss. So 1 and 4 puts our record really, really far behind. I know that I'm really quiet. I'm just kind of thinking. Not necessarily what to do with my moves. Zamazenta's got us pretty much in the bag. But I'm going to Spiky Shield just because I can. We're going to look into Specs instead of Scarf for Calyrex. We already went into Tropicos for Calyx for that. Boosting our attack seems decent, or maybe like bringing back Chiyu. That might be a thing that we could do. Oh wow, I'm faster than well, I mean yeah, sun or in the rain's not gonna do a whole lot. But that's okay. As it is to learning a brand new team, we will give them a couple of days to, or at least give me a couple of days to figure it out before I just like dismantle the team to really fix it. The trap with Calyrex being 333 currently with the Scarf. Do I really need to have Whimsicott on the team to do Tailwind? That's an interesting question. Something I'll definitely be asking you guys in the comments. So let's move on and go from there, shall we? All right, Poke fans, it's the end of the video. But day one with recording with Shadow Rider was pretty eye-opening. Either I'm not knowledgeable about the calcs people are using now because Calyrex is all over the place, or the amount of damage that Calyrex can actually do is far worse than I thought. Here's what I'm thinking, right? I have 333 speed. That's Calyrex's maximum speed without giving any boost via agility or anything else, right? With Tailwind, it becomes 666, which is incredibly high. That is good luck trying to catch me. But the point of having Scarf is so that I still outspeed crucial Pokemon like Urshifu, like Flattermane, and a lot of the Pokemon that decide to use Tailwind as like their gimmies. Something that I like to particularly like to do. So that is why I decided to go with Choice Scarf. Now, if you go on Pokemon Home, it's a 4% chance. I understand why it's a 4% chance now, or at least a 4% item used, and that is because it seems like the damage that's applied by Calyrex is so small that you're not even 100% sure of what is actually going to work. It's insane to think this through. Whoa, what is this? Oh, Jesus. If ads are going to be randomly playing on my videos as I'm trying to record, I am definitely not going to be using websites as I record. Jesus, how invasive is that? Shut all that off. Okay, so I have to look deeper into what makes Shadow Calyrex so good. Mine is set in a way that I'm supposed to maximize my speed and damage, and it should be reflecting that. However, we're not seeing that result. As you can see, fully invested in special attack and speed. Not Ogerpon, but Whimsicott is attack or speed and HP. Gonna be swapping, but that's what it is currently. But it just seems like we're off somewhere somehow, and I'm not 100% sure what changes that we could possibly be making in the future, if that makes any particular sense. So here's the basic strategy. Calyrex comes out on the field with either Ogerpon or Indeedee as its partner. Indeedee could set up with the Psychic Surge, giving it the expanding force ability a good oomph to actually do like a ton of damage. Now we could go with the Armarouge ability to like going, oh, here, I use expanding force with either the Flash Fire weakness policy build or the Flash Fire and we go Life Orb build, so that we could just do Terra Psychic and just eliminate the field. But I feel like a lot of people are using Dark type Pokemon specifically because Calyrex Shadow Rider is realistically all over the place and probably does have that as a side move that they do tend to use. So because of that, we should probably start thinking a little bit more further outside the box than what we currently have. The combo with Dragonite and Chiampao seems solid. I just need to make better movesets. That way we can start doing better things. Now, part of Indeedee and Ogerpon's helpfulness of Calyrex is the follow me on both Indeedee and Ogerpon, but also the helping hand on Indeedee and Whimsicott, which is supposed to come in somewhere, but we could probably take off Scarf and bring in anybody else. Or at least an item, bring in anything else so that we can kind of take over the moves, but I'm kind of running out of options. So here's like my focal thinking point, right? We have Whimsicott with the Covert Cloak, so it resists being faked out, but that's what Indeedee is for. It just turns that off, and it did help in one of the matches. As a matter of fact, I think the only reason why we won in that one match is because of the fact that we both brought in our Indeedees, and it made doing priority really, really hard. At least on their end, I didn't plan for a lot of it on my end, but I wanted to take advantage of it as much as I possibly can. But I also believe that Calyrex might not be able to do like a ton of damage, or at least not as much as I would like it to do, just because of not only Incineroar, but Rillaboom, who is, at least on my side, is sitting somewhere in the nether here and is able to do a lot because it just does. I'm not 100% sure how we combat that as of right now, but that doesn't mean that I've totally sold on giving up, right? We're not going to do that. We're going to do the 2 weeks with this team, make changes as we do need to. Day 1 and day 2 is primarily testing to make sure that it works. And then day 3 and day 4, we start implementing small changes. And if we don't make any like big significant changes, and this is mostly on my part, I mean, the team can only do as much as it can. I need to learn how to pilot this team better. And if I'm not able to do that, we'll have to make a lot of changes by day 5 and beyond. So for now, I don't really know how to pilot this team just yet, but I am getting there, and seeing how much damage that Shadow Calyrex can do, like I said, is very eye-opening. I don't really know how much my damages are, what I do really well against, what I don't really do well against, and having to combat that some way is it's going to be very, very interesting to me. So the notes that I have wrote down that we're going to try to take care of, and one of them we already did, Shadow Rider Calx versus Terapagos. So we already did that earlier. We're going to look into specs over Scarf and see how that would go. And we're also going to be looking at damage calcs again and see what we can possibly make any changes for Shadow Rider. And we're also, what else are we? Oh, taunt. We're gonna need a heavy taunt user so that we can stop Pelipper's from using Wide Guard and other people from using that. Now, the problem becomes Entity does not get taunt. Male does, I think, but female does not, which I don't think it really matters now because Trick Room is a TM and we can teach Trick Room to the male variant of Entity, so we don't really need the female variant anymore. But I'll ask that question later on. I think there is going to be like a huge difference, but I'm just not sure which one that is just yet. Ogerpon gets taunt. Whimsicott gets taunt. The problem is that if I teach Whimsicott taunt, I can't use Entity when I open up to stop anyone from using Pelipper. If they see Calyrex, it seems like if they see Calyrex, they're going to bring their Wide Guard user and try to combat me that way. So taunt is going to be huge, and we're going to try to figure out what like calcs that we can come up with Calyrex, because I would really like to see what I would do against Ice Riders, but a lot of people use like fire, water, or grass, so I'm not 100% sure how much I'm going to be doing that much. But it, like I said, it's been extremely eye-opening because all of these moves that I have been doing should have been doing like a ton, and it's not. So we could also look at Terra options, since Trading Kiss doesn't seem to be doing that ton of damage, especially to Incineroar, only doing so little. It kind of makes me think of not using it. So we could be looking at different options. I do have like on a thing of maybe using Terra Blast. So there's that thought too. There's many more. So, but I would like to open the tables up to you guys as we're going to be posting the outro. I know this is supposed to be the outro, but I told you guys that I would give you a little bit more details of how the team is supposed to be ran, and I didn't want to have the outro and this be the same thing because it could be a little hard to edit later on. I want this section to be by itself as we dissect and try to do this promptly, so that we can make the best options for us completely. So Whimsicott, obviously my Tailwind setter, and can also do Helping Hand, and as does also have Protect. Ogerpon does a lot of damage, has fire and grass coverage, and then does Follow Me so that we can get some attention off of Calyrex, as it does Astral Barrage, Expanding Force, Shadow Ball, or Draining Kiss. Currently Draining Kiss, but we might switch from that. Dragonite to do Stomping Tantrum, Outrage, as well as Ice Spinner. Outrage has been a godsend this video. Taking down a +5 Shadow Calyrex by itself was pretty funny. Also comes with Ice Spinner in case if I need to remove the field, and Chian-Pao is not in my party. Entity to reverse Trick Room, do Helping Hand, also do Follow Me to help out Calyrex any way that it can, as well as Dazzling Gleam just to do a little bit more damage to that side of the field. Could also go for like a Psychic type move, but I think this is going to be the move set that I use for now, and then we might make changes later on. And obviously Chian-Pao with the Ice Spinner to get rid of the terrain, Sucker Punch to take advantage of any type of priority if Entity is not on the field, Protect, and Sacred Sword. Sacred Sword do a lot of damage, especially to Mux that tends to ignore anyone by using Minimize, and it also helps out with other people outside of Lugia and Latios for some reason. But to each their own. If you want to use that strat, go for it. You definitely shut down Jam-Pow that way, so it's very interesting to watch that. But our set is pretty substantial. Like you guys probably seen it. It's 252 in attack and speed. It's purely speed based. We want 205. That way we can keep up with Fluttermanes, Koraidon, Miraidon, and be able to outspeed them, because a lot of people like to get rid of their speed and put it somewhere else. I believe that just being able to outspeed your opponents is so much better. But anyways, yeah, that's the team. We'll break down the EVs next video, because I do have to again roll out the outro and get this video out for you guys to watch today, and then I'll have the EVs for you guys so that we have the details. We're going to go back into that. I know that I didn't do that last season or the season before that. Kind of just skipped it in, even doing like rental teams for you guys, because we are changing teams quite often, and we're also changing EVs quite often. I don't feel like I should release the team, at least in a rental code, yet until either we're retiring the team or we feel like the team is good enough to make a significant difference to anyone else out there that would love to try them. So prognosis right now, it's not complete, but we are definitely going to continue running this team and see what we can do to make changes and see if we can build upon those and have a lot of fun doing that, because it would be fun to do stuff like that for the future. So there's that. Let's get to our outro and let's move it on up, shall we? And that, ladies and gents and Pokefans alike, is going to be the end of today's video. As you can see, we ended at 12,626. Well, it wasn't 26 before, but it's 12,626 with 31 wins, 37 losses, a total of 68 battles. Since we are premiering Shadow Rider's team, we're not expected to do extremely well right off the bat. We do have a couple of days to do some testing, make sure that we're using the right set that we should to get the maximum volume that we could from each of our partners. So it's going to be a little flimsy in the beginning, but we'll quickly warm up to this and go from there. If you guys made it this far, please note that I do appreciate you making it this far. And if you guys can do me one more favor by hitting the like button if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't, leave a comment down below, as I do reply to any and all comments left behind. If you are a brand new viewer or a returning viewer, please consider hitting the subscribe button. It does help out the channel quite a bit, and there's a playlist at the end that you can watch to kind of see what my progress has been. This is the type of content that I decided to make, and I love making it. I love building teams that I've made from scratch and playing against the online ranked ladder, using them, showing you my wins and my losses, my tests and my ups and my downs, like my biggies and my smalls, like all of in between. I don't focus on a niche thing. I just kind of build what I would like to build and test out and see what works. And if it does work, awesome. And if it doesn't work, then crap. But this is what I do, and the playlist at the end of the video is going to have more than 300 videos that you can watch from when I started doing competitive VGC content all the way up until now, and it's going to continue in the future. If you do hit the subscribe button, please remember to hit the notification bell over on the right and be selected to all, so you can be notified when I decide to upload next. The current goal is to upload every single day, once a day, and the only exceptions to that is if the weather gets bad to where it hits triple digits that I can't turn on my computer. I have to wake up early. I work swing shift, so if I have to wake up early to go to work, go to a meeting, or stay over overtime, all of those will complicate the recording process, and you guys will end up missing the video. Now, if I do skip a day, I will let you know in the YouTube comments, or at least the community tab. That's it. I just forgot what it was called for a minute. I will use the community tab to let you guys know when I'm not going to upload, and I'll let you guys know ahead of time. So with all of that being said, I'm going to say it one more time. Please do the YouTube things by leaving a like, commenting, and subscribing. All of those things should have lit up on the screen some way or fashion, and if they did, awesome. If they did not, please let me know, and I can let YouTube know that it doesn't work. I've seen it happen, so I don't blame you if it doesn't work. I just let them know that it doesn't, and then they do their fixes. So there's that. For now, I am set and ready to go. So happy Wednesday. Proud of you guys for making it throughout halfway through the week already. So dope. Let's keep going and stay hydrated, stay cool, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Until then, have a good one and take care. Peace.